You know, this is an amazing time in our industry. It's an incredible time. And we are on the road right now with an amazing message, which is business is social. Now, many of you probably were at our Dreamforce conference. Well, how many people here were at Dreamforce about a month ago? Fantastic. We had over 90,000 people register to attend our Dreamforce conference in San Francisco. It was an amazing event. And what we want to do is we want to bring that message right here to New York City today. We want to show you and communicate with you and visualize with you, and we want to evangelize with you that very message that we had going on at Dreamforce in San Francisco. This is an incredible time in our industry. It's a transformational time. It's a time that we recognize that many of the people who are coming to our conferences, they're here to transform themselves. We recognize that. And to bring their companies up to a whole new level. And we have this incredible thing happening with our own company that we want to tell you about. Now, before I go on and before I tell you what this kind of magical thing that's going on, I want to remind you something. For about 13 years, we've been pounding stages like this all over the world with one message. And that message is that business is changing, and business technology is changing, and the cloud is coming. And when I started in the industry, we started in the mainframe. We started in client-server computing and then in the 80s. And we've talking about how the cloud is coming. But today we see that. We see that transformation happening in our industry at a rate and a level like never before. Look at this. Look at the fundamental transformation of our industry. See, when I started programming way back in 1979, I was on a 3270 terminal. And we were using SNA, and we were using token ring networks, and we were using IBM mainframes. A long time ago. And then we moved into this incredible new industry, a horizontal industry based on the PC. It was the client and the LANs and WANs and the servers. But now we have an unbelievable new industry emerging. And many, many of you know all about this industry. It's an industry where they're not an industry about PCs. No, it's the end of Windows. Instead, it's the emergence of this radical new way to access computers and the internet and the technology. There's no more corporate network. It's just high-speed wireless, right over LTE, right built into my device. And everything is coming through the cloud. And this is what is great about our industry. It's what I love about our industry. It's the constant and never-ending change in our industry. Technology is a continuum. It's constantly getting lower cost and easier to use. And it's incredible what's happening in our industry today. And we've been so excited. We've been focused on this now, as I said, for 13 years. And we've become the #1 supplier of enterprise cloud computing, recognized by Forbes as the most innovative company in the world now 2 straight years in a row. And this is an incredible moment for us because a lot of the things that we have been talking about are happening. But there's another evolution about to happen. There's a huge, incredible new change about to happen, and that's why we're having this conference. Now, we made a decision. We made a decision when we started our company that we'd have a radically new technology model. We would have a radically new business model. Many of you know that. And that was the cloud, that was multi-tenancy, that was shared, that was subscription services. And we also said we wanted to have a radically different philanthropy model, that we were going to be as committed to changing how business was done as how technology was done. And that's why we put 1% of our equity, 1% of our profit, and 1% of all of our employees' time into a 501c3 public charity when we started the company. Now, this is my favorite. Thank you. That is the grace, actually. That is the grace. I'll just tell you, that was the best business decision I ever made in my career. I've never made a better business decision than that because it is that grace that continues to pay off every single day based on that one decision. And I've actually been writing an essay that I'm going to try to get published this week on that because I am so committed to evangelizing the next generation of entrepreneurs to do this, only because I have to tell you, the best drug I ever took was philanthropy. Nothing makes you feel better. And it's completely selfish, actually. It's completely selfish because it's that constant and never-ending grace that comes through philanthropic work. But this is my favorite moment right now in the program because I get to ask, if you are with a 501c3 public charity or a nonprofit or non-governmental organization, and you're in this room, would you just stand up and get recognized for what you're doing in the world? Thank you. And I love to make that point here at these events, and I'll tell you why. The reason why is because it's you, our commercial customers, who can help them, because you've got the technology resources, the human resources, the financial resources to be able to make that change and make that happen. You know, we've taken these three, we've got a little thing there. 111, our new technology model, our new business model, and our new philanthropy model, and we've turned it into this incredible company, now with $3 billion in revenue. That is an incredible thing. One of the largest and fastest growing technology companies in the world today. In fact, we are the fastest growing of the top 10 software companies. And I'll tell you why that is. It's because of this. It's because, as I mentioned, it's the constant and never-ending change in our industry. This amazing, constant, never-ending change in our industry. It started way back with the mainframe and Thomas Watson Jr. That was awesome. And then we moved into mini computers, led by another great prophet with Ken Olsen. And then we went into the PC, led by Bill Gates and Larry Ellison. And then we went into cloud computing. And Larry Page and Sergey Brin and Jeff Bezos showed us what was possible in the cloud through their work with Google and through Amazon. And then what we had? This incredible breakthrough in the 2000s with mobile computing, led by the really late, great Steve Jobs. He showed us what was going to be possible in the mobile world, and we miss him so much. Thank you, Steve, for everything that you've done for us. And now here we are in 2010s. This incredible thing, this social revolution, led by these amazing new prophets, people like Mark Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey and others, who are showing this incredible new wave. And this is the magic, and this is the joy, and this is the excitement, and this is the fun. This is what makes our industry so special. But this time in our industry is different than other times because of this. Because this social revolution that these next generation technology visionaries are bringing us, well, it's changing, it's bleeding into society in a new way. You know that. We've been talking about that now for years. And you can see with what one video does or one blog post how it can change a society, how it can change a culture, how it can change a country. This social revolution is the biggest, most exciting change in our industry ever. But now we can see something even more incredible. Let me ask you, how many of you in this room are already using social in your business in some way, either inside on social networking or externally in social networking? Raise your hand if you're using social in some way. And you want to know, that is amazing to me, because here we are, 70% of businesses have now already adopted social. In fact, McKinsey says it's creating a $1.3 trillion addition into our economy. That this is the technology revolution that is going to shift and change what our industry is and how we're going to add the next level of value into society itself. Isn't that awesome? You know, let's take a look at this. This kind of amazing shift, this has become the biggest driver of our industry. 47% annual growth in spend for social networking. And one more critical thing right here. How many of you have had some type of conversation with a customer on a social network? How many of you have answered a customer on a social network or replied to a customer on a social network? Yeah, isn't that interesting? 123% growth. 123% growth in social conversations with business. And that is turning out to be this. Incredible. We've never seen these kind of growth rates. 150 million conversations per day that are happening on the networks. Now, you know, every now and then there's something I read or somebody tells me something happens that's really transformational for me, and I want to share that with you right now. This summer I was reading this incredible study that was written by IBM. It's the IBM CEO study of 2012, and I encourage you to read it. It's really interesting. CEOs believe that social is going to become one of the top 2 ways to engage customers, mainly at the expense of traditional approaches. That social networking now is as important, or almost as important, to CEOs as their sales forces. Look at this right here. It's the social revolution. This is what CEOs are saying, that they recognize that social and sales and their direct access with their customers go hand in hand. Now, this study was incredible for me because what the study said was this. It said that for some time, businesses have been refining and optimizing their networks of suppliers and partners. Now, we all know that. That's about all the efficiency that IT has been about for the last decade or two. But then it said this, but something just as revolutionary has been happening. It's the sudden convergence of the cloud, social, and mobile spheres, connecting customers, connecting employees, and connecting partners in new ways. And when I saw that, it helped me to recenter on why Salesforce.com exists, because this is what we do. Salesforce is the customer company. Salesforce is about connecting customers, employees, and partners in new ways. And every company in our industry needs to have a mission, needs to have clarity, needs to know what its purpose and its role is. And we wrote this slide. And this slide, connect with your customers in a whole new way, is what this program is about today. And it's been about the work that we've been doing since we were last here in New York with you. And we want to update you on that today. Companies are connecting with their customers in a whole new way. They're connecting their customers. They're connecting their products. They're connecting their employees. They're connecting their products. And I'm not going to step over this again today. And they're able to put all that together into this customer cloud. I want to really walk through with you all that point today. I want to walk through this critical point. How this is happening, how they're connecting the customers, employees, partners, and products into this incredible customer cloud. I want to show you exactly how they are doing that. But before we do that, let me tell you something really important. This is fundamentally changing business. And you're going to see that in the videos, in the customer testimonials, in the demonstrations. It fundamentally changes business because of this. It's because of this one point. It's not just about the concept of why we are connecting. We know that. Or it's not just about how we are connecting. We've been reviewing that with you for years. It's not about those things, or when we're connecting. It's none of those things. But it gets down to the individual connection with each and every customer, each and every interaction with every employee, each and every interaction with every partner. It gets down to the fundamental trust and shift of trust into business. And business has to accept a new level of trust, a new level of transparency that it has never seen before. Things are going faster. There's no question about it. Things are becoming more open, more transparent. We're seeing collaboration at a new level. Individuals are more important than ever before, and we're seeking a new level of alignment in our organizations. And this next generation of leadership is rising up. And the next generation of leaders are going to be based on these values. And they're going to be based on this core value of trust. Because when you have this level of connectivity, and when you're connected in real time to your employees and your customers and your partners and your products, everybody and everything has to realize that this is actually a trust revolution. This is a trust revolution. And that is why we're all here today. That is why we have to get together and understand it, because for our customers and our employees and our partners and our products, and for our organizations to grow and to achieve higher levels of growth, we have to get to a higher level of trust. We recognize that at Salesforce. We're in the trust business. If our customers don't trust us, they won't do business with us. But more and more of the industry, more and more of our customers are becoming just like us. They're becoming companies that are in the cloud. And they have to move into that direction as well. That's why at this event and at our Dreamforce event, we asked this question: are you and your company going through this social revolution? Because there's no question your customers, your employees, your partners are connected. There's no question about that. But what about to your company? You know, it was about this time last year, and I was here in New York, and I just finished Dreamforce, and I got this call from a New York company, General Electric. And what General Electric said to me was, hey, we want you to come to GE, to Crotonville, New York, to our training center, to our top 40 officers, and tell us, what is the future of General Electric? And I'm like, well, I'm in the software business, actually. I don't know what the future of General Electric is. They're like, no, you need to come and talk to our CEO, Jeff Immelt, and all this. You're talking about the social revolution. You're talking about the trust revolution. Come and talk to us. What is the future of GE? And I'm like, okay, I'll do that, but I want to talk to Jeff first. I need a half an hour with him. I hadn't met him before, so that I could understand where his head's at. I flew to Columbus, Ohio, where he was at that time, and I said, well, what's on your mind? I said, number one, the future of General Electric is about the man-machine interface. We make machines here at GE, CAT scanners, and aircraft engines, and turbines, and locomotives. We make all these incredible machines. And we want to have the best connectivity between those machines possible. But we know that our profitability is not in that. It's not in the machines, because manufacturing is a commodity business. The profitability is in services and professional services, and we want to understand how we can get to a higher level of profitability. So we went back and we thought about that, and we said, well, this is a social revolution. Now, you probably remember, and we're going to review this with you a little bit later, that when we were here last in New York, we talked about how we had this incredible meeting with the CEO of Toyota. And he said, well, what's the future of Toyota? And you know, I love that. Great CEOs are never telling you what they think. They're always asking you, what do you think I should do? What do you think I should do? And here's this great CEO of Toyota, and he's saying, well, what do you think I should do? And I said, well, there's 1 billion people on Facebook. So if there's 1 billion people on Facebook and you have the Toyota Corolla and you have the Toyota Tacoma, maybe your next car should be called the Toyota Friend. And maybe my car should be my friend on Facebook, and I should be able to collaborate with my car and the dealer and the factory, and I should have a whole different kind of driving experience. And that was an incredible experience for me. And we're going to talk about you, and we're going to update you on Toyota Friend. So what did I say? Well, I only have one pitch. So we went to GE, and we said, well, maybe your aircraft engine should be your friend. Okay, they were taken a little aback. Maybe your CT scanner should be your friend. Maybe your locomotive should be your friend. Maybe your turbine should be your friend. No, I didn't get thrown out, fortunately. No, I gave them an impassioned plea that this simple idea was really this. You've got your machine, and imagine a triangle, and the machine is at the top of the triangle. And coming down to the bottom left of the triangle, well, that's the GE engineer. And when that machine has a problem or a service event or whatever it is, it generates a case, a customer service case. And that GE engineer is collaborating around that case and bringing in product managers, or bringing in, and this is kind of the other bottom right side of the triangle, the customer engineer. And then I said the profitability lies between the GE engineer and the customer engineer. And if you can increase the value between those two engineers, that's the future of GE. But it's all about collaboration. It is all about Facebook, because that is the model of collaboration that people understand, and that's the one that's working today. And I want to tell you about the future of General Electric, because that is a crazy story. Your aircraft engine is your friend. GE is one of Barron's most respected companies, Fortune's most admired companies, $150 billion in revenue, 300,000 employees. How many people in the audience are from General Electric or work in General Electric here in New York? Raise your hands. We've got a few over here and over here. Welcome. Let's take a look at the future of this great company in New York, General Electric.
GE is a company that's all about making things that matter. We have this core belief that business is social. What I mean here is that social technology is going to change the way we do business. It's not just a consumer application, it's a business application. You know, we had a goal 2 years ago that said we want to get our sales team 100% digitized. And the best thing for us was to go to Salesforce. It's been key for us to understand not only how do we connect our employees, but how do we connect our employees to our customers. And ultimately, what's very exciting for us is how do we connect customers, employees to our machines. In a company like GE, most of our customers have multiple GE businesses that work with them. And so you need all the touch points of the company to understand that customer. Wherever you are, you have the brains of the company, the brains of what's going on for the customer right at your fingertips. It's changing the way we work and the way our customers work. As we become more digitized, we're getting access to more data. We're seeing data from customers. We're also seeing data from our machines. I think the idea of connecting a machine to a social network is pretty exciting. What if my jet engine could talk to me, and what would it say? Chatter's turning out to be a nice tool in that, because what it does is it aggregates communities. In this case, a community of service reps. We can get our salespeople plugged in, and they were actually able to take some of the data feed from a GE NX engine that was installed on the Dreamliner for Japan Airlines. In real time, the service teams of Japan Airlines and GE were able to look at the data and say, what are we seeing? What are we experiencing? And it's translated into real action that helps the business run better. Social and Salesforce help connect the dots of the company. They speed us up, they make us more approachable. If you're a business, you need social because it's going to get you closer to your customers. It's humanizing. The ability to query somebody real time and get feedback and to get people to help make what you do better. I mean, that's a marketer's dream.
Well, that's an amazing story, and that's an amazing story about an amazing company. But before we go on, I want to make one point. I just want you to pay attention how in the video 4 things were happening, because we're going to make this point over and over again. And the reason why is what we see happening in the industry is really changing. You saw how they're connecting their employees. You saw how they're connecting their customers. You saw how they're connecting their partners. And you saw how they're connecting their products. And all into one solution. And that is a pivotal point for growth in our industry. And we're very happy to have here today with us Martha Poulter, who's the Chief Information Officer at GE Capital. Welcome, Martha. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to Cloudforce. Martha, you're one of the great CIOs in our industry. We're so thrilled to have you here with us at Cloudforce. Can you give us a vision? How do you see the future?
You know, we are incredibly excited about finding new ways to stay connected with our customers. When I think about the 2 halves of our company, in GE Capital, where I work today, we have invested a lot with you, building on the Chatter platform and finding ways to remain connected to CFOs, CEOs, small and medium business enterprises, which is critical to our business. As you saw in the video, the industrial business is doing a great job of harvesting the data that's coming off our products and channeling that into more meaningful services relationships with our customers. We think that's hugely, hugely important to our growth and to our customers' growth.
Let me ask you a question, which is this. You know, you inspired us at GE Capital specifically to build this incredible new communities product that we're announcing here today. Can you tell us what you did with that and why that was so important to you and why you encouraged us to build this new product?
Yeah. You know, we thought it was incredibly impactful to unleash the power of GE, both the industrial company and the financial services company, to our customers, and do that in a way that was ever present, and social is ever present. And not only facilitate their access to us, both, again, financial services and the industrial parent, but also to facilitate the interaction between them as a community. And so leveraging the Chatter product again and building these cohort communities of like-minded CEOs and CFOs, and with our extended GE community, we think is incredibly powerful.
Thanks so much. We're thrilled to have you here. Welcome to Cloudforce.
Thank you.
Now, if you were listening to what she said, which is amazing, you know, they're building this incredible new architecture of GE. You see it on this slide, and how they're bringing together their machines, how they're bringing together their customers, their partners, and their products. But this is also important. It just gets back to that same thing we read in the IBM study, and the same thing that we're going to see in these incredible customer stories today. That there is this opportunity for all of us to transform and change and shift into this new industry. And that's why we're asking these critical questions here at this event. And we're going to go through this today over the next 2 hours. We're going to ask, have you transformed the way you sell? Have you transformed the way that you service? Have you transformed the way that you market? Have you transformed the way that you collaborate? Have you translate the way that you do human resources and fundamentally work and innovate? I mean, these are the questions that our customers are asking. And by asking these questions, they're getting this incredible success. And that's what we want to do with you today. We want to talk about selling and servicing, marketing, collaborating, working, and innovation. And this is our core product line at Salesforce because we've been listening to our customers very, very deeply, and we want to help them build this next generation solution. And we recognize that to build this new social front office, that this is certainly where trust lives, well, we're going to have to work on all 6 of these key areas, and we're going to talk about that. And our customers who have deployed this, and our customers who have implemented this technology, well, they've seen this incredible rise, 32% rise in sales productivity, and 34% in customer sat, and 37% in campaign effectiveness, and 31% increase in employee productivity, and on and on and on. It's been an awesome thing to see, but nothing has been more important to us than this, that our customers self-report that next to their peers, they're growing 48% faster than their peers by using these technologies. 48% faster growth than their peers using this next generation of technology, and that's amazing to us. Look, business is social, and the way we want to communicate this to you today, you know, we heard this incredible story about GE. We want to tell you 6 more critical stories. We want to tell you 6 stories to help illuminate this future and to open this door that we can all walk through. We want to talk about Rossignol and Toyota and Commonwealth Bank and Virgin and Facebook and Coca-Cola. We want to introduce you to executives from these companies. We want you to hear their stories because we want to inspire you. We want to inspire you and show you this future.